and welcome to or welcome back to the Dragon Horde. Just our little pocket of the internet where we are a little bit too obsessed with dragons. Today, I just wanted to give you guys my 2024 Dragon Book gift guide. These are all the Dragon books that I think would be really great to gift to everybody of all ages in our families. And so I've got children's books, middle grade. I also have some young adult as well as some new adult books to recommend. So let's start off with some of the picture books that I have. So I got this one recently. This is Rory the Remarkable Dragon. Rory hatches into a world of dragons, and her classmates notice just how unique and different she is. And it's actually just a really fun story. It's really funny because you've got this chicken among dragons, and the artwork is just adorable. Like, honestly, it's just really cute. My kids love this one. This is probably the cutest book I've ever seen. A lot of these are from the library because I don't own them yet, because books are expensive, including children's books. But the next one is the Bakery Dragon. Look how cute that is. Ember the dragon struggles to gain his own hoard until he ends up in a bakery, finding a different type of hoard. And this is the most gorgeous art I have ever seen. And it's just the cutest freaking thing. I'm trying to find like a really good picture that I like. It's just it's so pretty. But I highly recommend the Bakery Dragon. This one's really cute. This is Good Dream Dragon. So when a young child is scared to go to sleep, they call on the Good Dream Dragon to help them fall asleep, and it's just that story of the dragon helping them. I really love it because it does feature a non-binary child, so it's actually just a really good story. My son really likes this one, so I do recommend this. And then lastly, we do have Puff the Magic Dragon. This is a classic. It's an interpretation of the 1960s song, but I really love the artwork in this, and it's just a fun one because it's very lyrical since it is a song. And it's a lot of fun to read. So next we have our middle grade books, and the first that I would recommend is the Tea Dragon Society graphic novels. These are really cute, based on a town where tea dragons and humans live harmoniously together. This is book 2, and so you see that they end up also meeting real big dragons. But it's got great representation in it, and I really adore these books, so I do highly recommend this. I'm going to admit, I think this is the only book that I have not read myself, but I know that it's a good book based on reviews and everything else. But Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funk, I think, is really a classic. It follows a fire drake, a forest brownie, and a human named Ben. They set off on a journey to find a haven for the dragons all to live safely. This is actually very soon on my list because I'm starting to branch out and not only read young adult and adult books for my Dragon Horde, my Patreon. And so I'm working on more children's books. I actually just finished one that I'm about to talk about. And obviously children's books, middle grade. Okay, I can't help it, but I really need to get like another camera because my dog loves to sit in here. I have 2 dogs, but this is my dog Luna, and she loves to sit in here when I do these. This time she's being calm, at least. But this is her and my dog Odin. This is their spot. But the next book I'm going to talk about, I recently finished thanks to PRH Audio, which thank you guys so much. The audiobook was absolutely amazing. And that is going to be Impossible Creatures. Like, I loved the audiobook so much, I went and bought the book. Right now with Barnes & Noble, I know for a fact, you can get either blue or red sprayed edges with their exclusive edition. But my favorite part about this book, because kids deserve pretty books too, but look at that. It's so pretty. It's got a foil dragon. I don't know if the red sprayed edges has the hardback in red or not. I would assume so, since that's how they're doing it. But this one, a hidden land is revealed to a young Christopher, and he sets off on a journey to save its magic with a very unlikely crew. It's called the Archipelago, and it's filled with various magical creatures. Some are extremely dangerous, and some are, of course, helpful. But I feel like this is like the next Narnia. Like, it's so good. It's written so well. I really enjoyed this. And I'm hoping to get my 10-year-old to read this soon because I loved this. I cannot recommend this enough. All right, so now we are into our YA, if I can find the first one I'm going to talk about. I always recommend this book, and that's Aragon. This is a great YA. It's a classic in my opinion, especially now that he's like continuing the series. But this is Aragon. He's a young man who finds a interesting rock stone in the forest that just happens to be a dragon that hatches and bonds with him. only dragons haven't been around for like ages. The only dragon that exists is the king's dragon, who's tyrannical, Galbatorix. And Aragon seeks revenge and travels across Allegasia, which is the land that they live in. But his plans don't exactly go as he planned. And it sets off onto a, 4-book series. And then there's another book that's come out, Murtagh, after it, which is, that character is introduced in the first book. And that one's like, it's a part of the series, but it's not, it's like read this while you're waiting for more of this. And so I would really like Christopher Paolini to finish this, because my 10-year-old is reading this right now and she's absolutely obsessed. I'm just waiting for her to yell at me because, yeah, things happen in this book. So the next is Fireborn. This is such an amazing series. You can actually get, officially now, all 3 of the books are different colors. There's red, blue, and green. And Walmart right now has all 3 of them. I think, I haven't seen the red in a while. They came out with the red sprayed edges for book 1 a while ago, but the next 2 books have their sprayed edge editions out in Walmart right now. But this one, 2 children are from different sides of a revolution when they grow up and get a chance to test into the governing class of dragon riders. So there's kind of like a war college type situation. Only one is secretly the child of the previous regime, and their family is threatening war. Because I don't want to give away who it is. You have to go and read and find out. It's so good. It's got a lot of discussion on classism, on propaganda, on government. And so it's got a lot of political intrigue in this, and dragons. And the dragons are interested in this because they can't talk to the humans, but they feel all of their emotions and things like that. But I absolutely love this series. I need to go pick up the other sprayed edges so I have all of them. I love this book. I love this book, and book 2 comes out in February, and I cannot wait. And that's going to be So Let Them Burn. This is YA. It is sapphic. So Sanary is a newly liberated from their enemy, which is the dragon rider Langlish Empire. And there are 2 sisters. One is blessed with the gift from the gods. She's able to like commune with the gods and kind of use their power. And the other accidentally bonds with an enemy dragon. So things get really interesting in this. And I'm really, really excited for book 2, because I think this is a duology, and it's just it's so pretty. And then if you see, there is a new paperback cover out, and then the hardback cover for book 2, I think more so matches the new paperback, but I highly recommend this. It's a beautiful book. It's wonderful. So I consider the next list to be like new adult, or just, I guess, more just adult, but these, I wouldn't get these for, like, maybe teenagers could read this. There's nothing like explicit, I think, in the book, but they are a little bit above, I think. They're above YA. But we've got When Women Were Dragons. This is a really, really good book. We actually read this in my book club, I think this past year. We've read a lot of books in my dragon book club. We have like over 300 members on Fable. But this is a speculative fiction set in the 1950s. The mass dragoning takes place. It's a phenomenon where women, hundreds of thousands of women, just started spontaneously transforming into dragons. And so it's kind of about like what happens to the people that are left behind. It follows one young woman and like how her aunt transformed, but her mother didn't, and she questions why. But this book explores feminine rage and the tyranny of forced limitations in such a beautiful way. And so I highly recommend it. And it's not like super long. As you can see, I like tried to annotate it, and I was just so much into the book, I forgot I was annotating. So I do really recommend that one. This is one of my most recommended books on any of my accounts, and that's going to be To Shape a Dragon's Breath, as my books fall. My stack of books just fell. Well, that happened. This is like a reimagined North America. In here it's called New Marksland, but if you look at the map, it pretty much is our world reimagined, as you can see. And we follow Anacus, who is a young indigenous woman, and she comes across a Napashuit. Let me say, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I'm so sorry. A Nampeshueyasit. I think I'm saying that correctly. There is a pronunciation guide in the front. I'm just sometimes terrible at actually pronouncing things. But that is what they call a dragon in their language. And it's the first one they've seen in her generation, in her land in generations. And she bonds with the dragon, the egg hatches. Only the English, who are the colonizers, also have dragons, and they expect Anarchus to attend they expect Anarchus and her dragon to attend their academy to learn how to shape her dragon's breath because of their magic system. Anarchus must navigate their society and also combat it because it's very different from her own. This is such an amazing book. It's one of those books you get so angry about that you just want to throw it constantly. I'm not kidding. I wanted to throw this book so much, not because of the main character, it's everybody around her, but it also has some polyamory rep because in her tribe that polyamory is completely normal. And I cannot recommend this book enough. It is absolutely amazing. My friend actually recently told me they work with a bookstore, and after speaking with the publisher, that it should actually be shelved with new adult and not young adult, because even though we don't really have any news on book 2 yet and the author is not on social media, the continuing forward, even though there's nothing explicit in this book, it is going to start turning more towards adult themes, and so that's why we would consider this new adult. This is one of my favorite series and I recommend constantly. This is the book that is in my profile picture across platforms, and that is Ebony Gate. I absolutely love this series. Book 3 comes out July of 2025 because we have 1 and 2 right now. This is an urban fantasy following Amiko Sung, and she is the Butcher of Beijing. She belongs to one of the 8 magical families of the world. And a Shinigami calls on Amiko for a blood debt, and she must retrieve the Ebony Gate before it is too late. It's described as a female John Wick with dragon magic, and you cannot find a better description for this book. It is violent. It is wonderful. This book makes you hungry because there's so much amazing food in it. Like, I love this book so freaking much, to the point, of course I have book 2. Book 2 came out this past summer, and it's one of my secret, one things that I don't talk about a ton that I really love, but I'm actually in the acknowledgements for this book because I really love Ken and Julia, and I can't stop promoting. I cannot stop promoting these books. They are so apt. I need Pearl City now. I need it now. This one is a little bit slower paced. You kind of got to get used to the writing style. I think it's great though. I really, really love it. I've never annotated this, but I do want to. But when I got the PR package for book 2, I went a little crazy because so much happens in this book. It is nonstop action, intrigue. I mean, because there's trials in this one, and she travels across the world, and it's just also these covers. But no, highly, highly recommend this series. Thank you everyone for sticking around. If you are interested in purchasing any of these books and would like to support me more, I do have a bookshop.org affiliate, and that will be linked below, and you can purchase all these books from my own little shop. Even if you don't want to purchase from me, I do highly recommend bookshop.org. This is not a paid promotion or anything. I just really love them. You can support any indie bookstore that you would like to through bookshop.org instead of the Zon. So I do highly recommend them. If you are interested in more dragon lore, dragon books, all the things, 2025 is my year that I really want to get things together and start posting more. This is more of just me trying to introduce myself more on this platform. And yeah, so I have a Patreon. It's called The Dragon Horde. And there I post about dragon books, reviews. I have some templates that I post. A big one is coming for all of my patrons. And with that, thank you to my patrons, to my little wyverns, Ainsley, Becca, and Sammy, and to my whimsical worms, Sarah and Jessica. I really love doing this, and I'm really starting to plan a lot of things and want to talk about all things dragons even more. So if you're interested, please like, subscribe, and join my Patreon. Thank you so much.